Morning rush hour had swallowed the city whole. Cars crawled forward inch by inch. Horns screaming, people late for work, school buses honking impatiently. It was the kind of morning where no one had patience for anything unexpected. That's when traffic suddenly stopped. Right in the middle of the road stood a dog. He wasn't big or intimidating, just a thin, muddy stray with tired eyes and a crooked ear. He stood perfectly still, paws planted firmly on the asphalt, blocking all four lanes. Drivers leaned out of windows, double quotes. "Hey, get that dog out of the way. Someone call animal control?" "Is this a joke?" A man laughed and shook his head. "Stupid dog." Someone else filmed, hoping for a funny clip. The dog didn't react, he didn't bark, didn't growl, didn't run. He just stared at one exact spot on the road. A woman stepped out of her car and waved her arms. "Shoo, go!" The dog backed away slowly, then walked right back to the same place and sat down. That's when people started laughing louder. "Look at him. He thinks he owns the road. Probably trained by someone. Move already." Minutes passed. Traffic piled up for blocks. Finally, someone called the police. Two officers arrived, visibly annoyed. "What's going on?" One officer asked. "A dog's blocking traffic." The driver snapped. "Just get rid of it." The officers walked toward the dog, clapping their hands. "Common boy, move." The dog looked up at them, and for the first time, he moved, just not away. He stepped closer to the officer, then turned around and began scratching at the road, hard claws scraping against asphalt. The officer frowned. "What's he doing?" Dog scratched again, faster, desperate. Then he whined softly low and panicked. "Relax," the officer said, reaching for his collar. The dog pulled back violently, not aggressive, terrified. That's when the second officer raised a hand. "Wait," he said, "everyone quiet." The horns stopped, voices died down. Phones lowered, in the sudden silence. Something faint floated up from beneath the road. A sound, a muffled cry. The officers froze. "Did you hear that?" One whispered, another cry followed. "Weak, broken, shut down the road." The officer barked. Traffic was immediately blocked. Emergency crews were called. The dog stopped scratching and sat back, watching every movement with intense focus. Workers pried open the asphalt near a storm drain. Inside, wedged deep below the street, was a child, a toddler, alive but barely. He'd fallen through a loose grate hours earlier, trapped in darkness, crying until his voice gave out. Cars passed overhead. Beep! Walked by. No one noticed except the dog, as rescuers pulled the child out, pale and shaking but breathing. The crowd stood in stunned silence. Some people cried. Some covered their mouths. Others stared at the dog. The officer knelt beside him. "You saved his life." The dog didn't wag his tail, didn't seek praise. He stood up and limped away. Later that day, a local shelter traced him back. The dog had once belonged to a construction worker who died in an accident on that same road months earlier. Since then, the dog wandered the area every day, waiting, watching, no one knew why, until now. That night, the city posted the dog's photo everywhere. They named him Guardian, and the next morning, traffic stopped again. But this time, everyone stepped out of their cars. To look, to listen, to remember, because sometimes the one everyone laughs at is the only one paying attention.